first thing I did was grab my phone and call. And when I heard $0, my chest went into my throat.
Maggie Aragon has been a SNAP recipient for more than 3 decades. Even with these benefits, she says she also relies on food banks to get enough food.
I have depended on those benefits since the 1990s, and it's detrimental to my life if I don't.
Hello, beautiful creatures of my world, and welcome back to Coffee with Kerri-Lynn. It's a very windy day, but nice and warm. We're in the high 40s, might even push it to the low 50s up along the Canadian border in the Crown of Maine. I hope everybody's having a beautiful day wherever you might be. I hope you're having a day filled with fabulosity and dang good coffee, because we all need dang good coffee to get through this thing we call life. Some of you are old enough to know where that reference is from. And for those of you who aren't, don't worry about it. Google it. Google it. You'll find yourself listening to some really cool music. Ladies and gentlemen, beautiful creatures of my world, took the weekend to do stuff. This is the last of the Snapocalypse videos, I think, because a decision has been made, and we're going to talk about that decision and give you a little bit of specifics about it, because people have questions. We got answers. It's nothing that you can't Google and find out yourself, but here's what it is, and it's the situation we're stuck with, and I'm not going to keep beating a dead horse simply because it's a life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Some people pursue happiness off the backs of others, and some people go out and make their own happiness and pursue their own happiness and support themselves. They're self-sufficient. They do what they do, and it's just the way it is. Things are going to start getting cleaned up because we are, whether we like it or not, in a wartime economy. And with wartime economy comes sacrifice, and there are people that are going to be sacrificed. And generally what happens is when the government starts shoring things up, they start removing the fraud. And that's pretty much what we're seeing as far as the solutions that they have to Snapocalypse. But before we get to that, this weekend we went to the Walmart. No $1,000 carts. I know a lot of people, because I'm on the citizens group, they went in the last week of October and spent out their SNAP benefits, because nobody at that point really knew if they were going to roll over or not. So a lot of people were the last week of October doing all their shopping in the state of Maine. Everybody, I think, gets their SNAP benefits around the 10th of the month. So those who had spent, and those who didn't, did not. As a result, Saturday was very calm at the Walmart. A lot of people, because we have one Walmart that services a huge area. We are, per capita, we have more land than people, and as a result, we have stores kind of strategically centralized, and everybody from like 7 towns go to the same Walmart. So there's a lot of people there, but it was very orderly, very organized. The makeup section wasn't destroyed. The press-on nail section that wasn't destroyed like it normally is. The hair dye section was not destroyed like it normally is. So things were still nice and neat and tidy on the shelves. In the clothing department, the clearance aisle wasn't ransacked and picked over, and there were no $1,000 carts. Everybody was just had their stomach, just got through the line. We were 3 deep in the line. There was a gentleman, and he had 10 items. There was a young girl in front of me. She had 4 or 5 items, and we had our 10 items that totaled $122, because that's what it costs these days. And off we went, and we were done in a timely fashion shopping. I did giving tree items. These are the mittens that we did. They're on the playlist. These are the mittens that we did on the knitting playlist, Knit With Me or something like that, I called it. I just look for the knitting stuff. And these videos are there. I'm going to do these for the boys. on the giving tree. I'm going to readjust the pattern and make them fit a man's hand. And this is the pattern this year that I picked for the little kiddos. They'll be done in boys colors and girls colors. Our market does a giving tree, and everybody puts hats, scarves, gloves, mittens, long johns. Some people supply boots and things like that, whatever the need is, and we all go in with our items and we decorate the giving tree at our market, and those items do go to local families. So I love doing the giving tree, and I do think that these are going to be for the ladies this year, this particular pattern. It's just a fun thing. So that's what I did all weekend. I won't be here on Thursday, by the way. No show on Thursday. I got a prior commitment with Dr. The Funds. So I won't be here on Thursday. Maybe Friday. If I'm not here on Friday, doesn't mean anything went drastically wrong. It just means I still can't talk. That's the way it is. Ladies and gentlemen, beautiful creatures of my world, let's talk about SNAP benefits. Let's get through this video in less than 10 minutes. Now that the algorithm has scrubbed and scrubbed and scrubbed, it, like I said, is probably the last, unless something drastic happens, the last Snapocalypse video that we're going to do. 50% of the normal SNAP benefits are going to be issued for the month of November. Partial payments, ladies and gentlemen. So if you know people that have questions and are asking you, what about this? Do you know anything about the SNAP? Are we going to get our money? Yes, you're going to get some money. About 50% is being paid out. We need $8 billion to fund the SNAP program for 1 month. They are giving partial payments for a total of $4.65 billion from the USDA contingency fund. What does that mean? It means they are going to deplete the contingency fund that is normally used for disaster relief. So if a hurricane hits the East Coast, usually when disaster relief goes in, they hand everybody SNAP cards and you can at least go get some food. Well, that won't be happening because there's no money left in the fund once they do the payout for November. Partial payments will be delayed. They ain't coming right away, ladies and gentlemen. So if you have a SNAP card, my older crowd, I have a lot of people that watch this channel that are retired. They have SNAP benefits. Your benefits are going to be delayed by a few weeks to potentially several months. Why is this? Because the administration needs to recalculate and distribute reduced benefits. It is not so difficult to add people to the roll. It is not so difficult to remove people from the SNAP benefit roll. It is not too difficult to make income adjustments on a, every 3 months quarterly basis. Some people work a few extra hours so they get a little less in their SNAP benefits. Some people work a few less hours so they get an increase. That's easy for the government to do. What is not easy for the government to do is take 42 million people all at once and plug those numbers in. So there's going to be a delay in the SNAP benefits because they are recalculating and recalibrating and distributing reduced funds to your SNAP cards. Also, as of November 1st, the eligibility requirements have been changed. Big, beautiful bill. You have to be able to work or volunteer 80 hours a month now. Everybody on SNAP. These are the new, they're not new qualifications. They were always qualifying criteria. Just during COVID, lovely son, just during COVID, those requirements were lifted and were never put back into place. So that's all the big beautiful bill is doing, ladies and gentlemen, is taking the work or volunteer requirements and putting them back into action. It's been done for years. I don't know. I don't understand the hysteria about it, but there's hysterics. People are hysterical about it. They are also going to start revamping HUD, and they are going to start revamping the disability rule. So you better have a real disability besides hurt feelings. Can't work, somebody hurt my feelings at work. All of that nonsense is going to go out the door. 2.4 million people each month are going to start falling off the SNAP benefit roll due to the new old requirements and the proof. You're going to have to, what they're saying about the disability is you're really going to have to prove yourself out. Those receiving disability, you're going to get a whole new reassessment from what I'm understanding. Now, as far as SNAP goes, SNAP is only being funded for November. There are no December funds. There is no more contingency fund. It's over. It's done. I don't know what they're going to do in December. They don't know what they're going to do in December. And from the whispers that I'm hearing, we're over our 10-minute mark. From the whispers that I'm hearing from people that actually work in Washington, this shutdown could potentially last until Christmas. So people are going to, they're going to have to do something else besides live off Big Daddy government. And that's just the way it is going to work. We're in a wartime economy, which means each and every person is going to have to give up, whether you like it or not. It's a fact of life. And they're going to start reducing those that take. Those that rely on Big Daddy government, they're going to be reduced. We're all going to have to give up now. I mean, those people who've been working 2 or 3 jobs and paying your taxes, you've been working. You've been working so that other people don't have to. Well, now everybody's going to feel the pinch. And if you've been with my channel for the last 3 years, you know that we do a lot with building up a pantry, having enough food put away in case of an emergency. And that emergency generally here in the far north domain up along the Canadian border is a blizzard. Unexpected unemployment. World War III. Ladies and gentlemen, beautiful creatures of my world, be the kindness that you want to see in the world. Those are the facts about today and the Snapocalypse. And I really don't want to do no more on the Snapocalypse because I'm really kind of sick and tired of it. And I'm sure a lot of people are sick and tired of listening to Snapocalypse too. Be the kindness that you want to see in the world and Carpe Diem, because nobody promises you and me a tomorrow.